Although the Earth is not very large, it has a lot of remote places. For example, on this remote island, which is far from land on all sides, 258 people live. Around these 258 people covered water and ocean. 258 people alone in the ocean. In one of the northernmost parts of Alaska, called Barrow, there are about 4,200 people. This area is really remote places. Also, it is on land. You can only get there by plane, because no roads or trains go there. But weirder than the Barrow is the town of Etoqikortemet in Greenland. A strange place where only 452 people live. These 452 people eat nothing but shrimp and whale meat because in those weather conditions, no animals will survive other than the polar bear, which means there's no animal to hunt. You may be wondering why they don't import it. The answer is because they don't like it. These people have eaten so much shrimp and whale that they're used to it. So far in the video, we have introduced you to some remote places, but now we want to go to the most remote places in the world, which is also somehow cursed. So join Dark Fact. Dark Fact. Siberia. In your mind, the whole of Siberia may be uninhabited, but it is not. For example, if you visit Novosibirsk, the largest city in Siberia, you will find that it is a large and advanced city. Winters in this city are very cold, but there are heating facilities. As you know, Siberia is very large and vast. In Soviet times, Siberia was used to deport people, so that anyone who had to be punished was sent to the area. Siberia is not a small region. It covers 13 million square kilometers, which is 77% of Russia's territory. Also, Siberia is 77% of Russia's territory. Only 27% of Russia's population lives in the frozen region, meaning only 36 million people live in the Siberia. Most of these 36 million people are also unhappy with life in Siberia. Also, there are facilities in some Siberia cities. However, the weather does not allow these cities to flourish. Now we want to deepen our trip to Russia and Siberia to see what exactly is going on here. Here is OYMYAKON, a town in the eastern Siberia with about 500 inhabitants. These 500 people live in what has been dubbed the coldest city in the world. In winter, there are only 3 hours of daylight here. But in the short summer, about 21 hours of daylight, it is clear and the sun disappears from the sky for only 3 hours. The record cold in the city reached near -70 degrees Celsius, but usually on normal days, the temperature here is -50 degrees. The hottest day ever recorded in the city was 15 degrees above zero. So we don't know exactly what happened that caused the temperature to rise so high. Now if you want to travel from OYMYAKON to the nearest nearby city, then after traveling 1,000 kilometers, you will get to the city of Yakutsk. Most of the reporters who went to the city suffered from depression. They said that all the time we were in the city, we saw no one coming out of his house, and the weather was -50 degrees. They said we saw only 2 kinds of creatures outside the houses. One very drunk man who were so drunk they didn't notice the cold, and the other was husky dogs. The Siberian husky is one of the dogs that can live in this temperature, and it is interesting that it warms itself by rolling through the snow. In this area, there is no agricultural industry. In fact, the snow doesn't disappear from the earth so that people can plant something. Maybe only 1 week during the year the snow melts here, but quickly with the next precipitation, the ground will be filled with snow again. In the city, there's only one small shop that is open only a few hours a day. Of course, it is only open on occasions when the sack is ripe and has something to sell. There's no fashion in the city, and almost all people wear the same clothes. For people, it is only important that their clothes are warm. According to those who went to the townspeople are so depressed that they don't even like to wear new clothes and may wear one for up to years. Those who went to the city say that we entered the city in the warmest clothes we had, but we couldn't walk in the open air, so we bought clothes from the townspeople. Wool and sack clothes saved us from the cold. In the city, there's only one entertainment, and that is drinking Russian tea. Siberian call vodka Russian tea. Russian tea is also available in abundance, and here almost all people are alcoholics. There's no plumbing in the city, because if there's plumbing, all the pipes will freeze and burst. Toilets are located outside the house, which means if you want to prolong your work in the toilet, you will freeze. There's no car here. If there's a car, the antifreeze is not accountable and the engine will burst. So how can you travel to the city when there are no cars and no trains? The city has a very small and abandoned airport, where a few small planes fly there only in the summer, and the last flight to the city takes place in early winter, and then there are no flights here for 6 months. Siberia's terrain is usually flat and devoid of mountains. You can go there by car if you want, but you should not turn off your car, because if you turn off, you have to say goodbye to your car. Now, you might ask, what do the people eat here, and where does their food come from? It should be said that their food situation is not bad. There are places around the city where under the ice is a lake. They pierce the ice and catch fish, and reindeer meat is a popular dish here. The townspeople eat this meat only with soup and have no other cooking method. Their homes are so cool that we, normal people, can't sleep because we're not used to it. They have warm clothes and warm bed and drink so much Russian tea or vodka that they don't notice the cold. The positive thing that the city has is that there's no need to buy refrigerators. If you put your food in cupboards, it will freeze. The townspeople are also having trouble communicating. There's no good internet, and the mobile signal is very poor. With all these interpretations, these 500 people who live in the city are satisfied with their lives. And if you ask them to leave this city, you will face their opposition, and they will prefer this cold hell everywhere. It may be strange to you and me, but it's true. They love this cursed city. Thank you for accompanying us so far. If you enjoyed the video, please like it and subscribe to our channel.